All right, we're starting this. All right, everybody, welcome back. Degen-Capital podcast. Episode number 2 is a little bit different this week. We got DJ, Cade, Andrew, and Zack on the pod. It's going to be a sports pod for this one. It's going to sit here, chop it up, talk about some shit that's going on in the sports world, and all that. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one. We got a nice new setup here in the ARC building, and, yeah, episode number 2.
Let's do it.
Let's run it.
All right, let's start it off. So first thing I want to bring up is this tweet I came across as we were just sitting here chilling before you guys got here. It says, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held the scoring record for 38 years, and at 38 years old, LeBron James breaks it on the 30th day of the year with a 38-point performance with a total of 38,388 points.
Man, it's pretty nuts.
That is nuts. That's
No
a crazy
coincidence, no accidents. The stars aligned. The basketball gods have spoken. And LeBron is the GOAT officially.
You think?
I think so, yes.
stat. No doubt.
He has the scoring title. He has 4 NBA championships, 4 MVPs, 4 finals MVPs. The man has taken teams who no one thought could make it without him on the team to the finals multiple years back to back. He has not been the best team in the league and still been able to win. I think that's something, Jordan couldn't do. He had to have the team behind him.
I think after last night, the debate is definitely the closest it's ever been, if not definitely decided by LeBron now. But, yeah, I think after last night, that definitely sets him in stone as, if not number 2, then number 1.
I just think he's number 1. I don't think there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. He's just number 1. And last night just confirmed that even more. You just talk about the greatest player of all time. Like, he's got the scoring title now. He beats Jordan in every category. Like,
most playoff points, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have most playoff points?
Mhm.
Most
Second
playoff
in
wins.
finals, second in finals points.
most times going to the finals in a row.
Yep.
Like, 8 in a row is
It's
insane.
just crazy,
I
dude.
mean, bro,
He's
like,
still
the entire 2010s, our
our entire life,
childhood,
bro.
Yes.
The entirety of our childhood.
Bro,
has
I
been
saw
LeBron.
the
Been that
meme
dude.
on Instagram earlier today where it's like, it was the tweet from like 8 years ago, and the dude's like, LeBron's finally 30. Thank God we don't have to deal with this too much longer.
Oh, yes, I saw that. I think Freezing Cold Takes retweeted that out.
8 years later, he's averaging 30.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely insane talent right there, man.
Nuts.
I think
Yeah.
another crazy thing is he was the youngest player to average over 30 and the oldest player to average over 30 as well.
Yeah, it's just the longevity and the consistency is just unmatched and unrivaled, honestly, man. And, I think it was pretty cool that they stopped the game and had a whole little ceremony.
Oh, yeah, you had to because that's not going to happen for at least maybe another, 50 years.
Right. And then you look at it, when Kareem broke the record, he was at 31,887 points. So, and then he ended up having 38,000. So,
How much is he going to
how much is Bron going to have?
Right.
Yeah. How much is Bron going to end up with?
Yeah.
Because he's obviously he could still play.
Yeah. Are we going 41 plus, 42 plus?
I think so,
You
for sure.
know
For sure.
he wants to play until he's on the
He'll
court with
have to
Bronny.
play 3 more years to play with Bronny.
Oh, he's a senior this year.
Well, okay, this year
If
he'll
he-
play a year of
If
college.
he plays a year of college.
Well, you have to sit out a year. You have to have a year of pro play to play in the NBA. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Well,
You can't just
regardless
go
of
straight
how
from
you
high
slice
school.
it.
I know
But
that.
he's
I know
gonna
that.
be over- he's gonna be
That's why
over
you go to
41 or
college for a
42,000.
year,
Yeah.
or I guess you go LaMelo's route and you go overseas.
Overseas.
You go overseas. It's just 1 year of upper level basketball, I
Mhm.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact terminology of it, but that's another debate we could get into in a little bit. If we think you should be able to come straight from high school with the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean,
You look at history. The only two
LeBron's the last one
notable
to do it,
ones
right?
you can think that really came out of high school and were exactly what everyone said they could be was Kobe and LeBron.
Kobe and LeBron.
Kobe
Easy.
and LeBron are the go-tos, but there's a lot.
But there's also
there's a hell
some
of a
that
lot of
have
solid
gone from high
players that have
school
came
and
straight
kind
from
of
high school.
fell out. Once they got into the NBA because they weren't ready or they got injured.
Yeah, I just feel like what's the difference between coming out of college and flopping, versus being
Going to the NBA.
an all-star. Yeah, like you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, they had a number 1 overall pick. Anthony Bennett flopped. So like, it's not really set in stone if you go to college and you become a first-round pick that you're going to do well. You know, it's just really dependent on that skill level. And obviously, LeBron and Kobe are both generational talents. So I honestly think it's just dependent on the skill level.
I agree with that because, I mean, Kobe and LeBron are two. I think Kobe's top 10, regardless of where you put him in it. I think Kobe's a top 10 player of all time.
Absolutely.
Do we each want to go over our top 10s?
Let's do top
Right here.
5.
Let's do
Top
top
five.
5.
Top
Yeah,
five.
we go top 5.
Real quick, Kobe and LeBron are they're otherworldly athletes. So coming out of, I saw a clip from Kyrie yesterday. He was talking about the expectations that he had when he came into Cleveland. And he said the first question he was asked, are you going to be better than LeBron? Nobody's going to be better than LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's the GOAT. There's somebody, I don't think we'll be alive to see the next GOAT. Like, LeBron's going to be the
I think
GOAT.
we'll see the next like generational talent. Like,
Well, yeah, we'll see the next generational talent, but generational talent and the GOAT are two completely different things in my eyes.
New talent that's kind of really sparked my interest. Cam Thomas after the Kyrie Irving trade.
Back-to-back,
Back-to-back
40-point games.
40-point games.
Good efficiency, too. He's hooping.
he is, dude.
He's
Man.
hooping.
Like, not only that, he's getting like high boards too and assists.
It's
Yeah.
all about system. It's all about system.
Yeah, he's hot right now, man. That's definitely
Systems and opportunities.
There it is.
I mean,
That's a good point.
Bring up opportunities.
Yeah.
He played with Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Hell of a dude. He had a hell of a year.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, the San Francisco 49ers have easily the best roster in the league. I feel like he was put in an amazing position to succeed.
Yeah.
Not taking away anything from his talent because the dude balls. I mean, he's a hell of a competitor.
Yeah.
I mean, what did he do? He tore his UCL.
Yeah, yeah.
Tore his UCL, came back in the game, tried to win it for him. I mean, that's heart, dedication. I mean, he was put in a great position to succeed. Now, I mean, he could be a starter in the league for years to come.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I feel like with his past 5 games that he played, he definitely solidified why he should be in the NFL.
He should be-
National Football League.
He should be in San Fran.
Yeah.
He should be the starter at San Fran next year.
I'm
for
excited
sure.
to see what they do at quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I think he definitely made a case for it.
I think
A
so.
strong case.
It's
for
definitely
sure.
going to be a huge QB competition.
So with that whole situation, what do you do with those 3? With Lance, Garoppolo, and
I think you trade Jimmy G for sure. I think you trade Jimmy G.
Trade Jimmy G.
Because I think Trey Lance, I mean, he has the intangibles, everybody likes to say. But, I mean, he was picked high for a reason. I mean, he can ball. Purdy can ball. I mean, you know what Jimmy G is.
Yeah.
You know what he is. He can get you to a Super Bowl with the roster they have. He's shown it. But I just think there's a ceiling with him that I think maybe
You've already
it's
saw.
better. Yeah, I think it's better to pay. I don't know what I was watching a sports podcast, but I mean, I think Michael Parsons was the dude that said it. You look at all the talent in the playoffs. A lot of the teams' quarterbacks are really young, and they're not paying their quarterbacks.
I think when it got to the divisional, Dak was the oldest
he's
quarterback.
like 29. He's the oldest
Yeah.
quarterback. Like nobody's
And then
no
the
quarterbacks.
second was Patrick Mahomes at 27.
Yeah. Mahomes got his deal restructured. Hurts is a rookie deal. Purdy was a rookie deal. Lawrence rookie deal.
I did see Burrow is trying to work his contract around where he can keep his weapons he already has right now. I think that would be very vital if they can still hold on to Higgins, Boyd, and Jamar Chase.
Man.
Because I think that is probably the best wide receiver core in
No
the
doubt.
NFL.
Without a doubt, I think.
Yeah.
no doubt.
I don't know, man. The NFC Eagles, they have quite the wide
Yeah,
receiver
Devontae
core.
Smith's
Devontae Smith,
underrated.
AJ
I think they have a
Brown.
good 1-2 with Devontae Smith, AJ Brown.
Quez
That's a
Watkins
heck
is
of a
good.
Quez
one,
Watkins
too.
had a hell of a year.
Quez is
though.
good.
That's a heck of a 1-2 with the Quez Watkins.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and Miles Sanders with the running game.
Right.
So they have weapons.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is very blessed.
Dallas Goddard,
Oh, yeah.
dog.
That's
Yes.
another thing with opportunity and situation. I mean, they set him up for. They put him in the position. This was Hurts here to prove it. They put him in. They get him weapons. Hell of a defense. They gave him weapons to show what he can do, and he showed it.
Absolutely. Can we talk about the defensive line too? Golly,
Stacked.
man. 4 plus guys with
I
11
knew
plus
that when
sacks?
they got
Jeez.
Insane.
what's his name from Georgia, D tackle.
Jordan Davis?
Yeah,
Jordan
when they
Davis.
got Jordan Davis in the
As a backup.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a backup.
As a backup.
I knew it was bad. Like when they drafted him,
First round.
the first round. Like
Yeah, as a backup.
you don't need him, but you're still going to get him
Ridiculous.
just to
Right.
Dude, and
show strength.
getting Gardner Johnson at the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah, with trade with Saints.
Yeah,
Steal.
he's done well.
They got
Yeah,
a hell of a
he had a
steal because I
great
believe
year.
what was it, like a 5th and a 6th round for him?
Yeah.
That was a prove it year, and he proved it.
Yeah, he's done well. And, you also have James Bradbury, and then you also have Darius Slay.
Big play Slay.
Secondary is just insane right now, And then,
They're going to be set up for a while.
yeah. And then the offensive line, man. The
They've
O-line.
been
Johnson,
good for
Kelsey.
years.
Kelsey?
He's I think-
Dominant.
yeah, he's definitely the best center in the league.
Dominant.
He's lucky Travis Frederick retired.
Yeah.
Really?
You think?
He's lucky.
Yeah.
Travis Frederick,
I'm
huh?
a Cowboy fan.
A Cowboys
Yeah.
fan. Oh, man.
You're not
Lucky
wrong.
Fred
So
Like,
sorry for
tired.
your loss. So sorry for your loss, man. But
Let's do top fives.
For
Let's
NBA?
Go, yeah, let's go around the horn. Herb, you started. Top
start?
five. Top five.
All right, so LeBron's 1. I'll go Jordan 2. Kobe 3. I'll go. I don't know who's 4. I want to say Shaq's 4. And I'll go Kareem for 5, just for
Okay.
respect.
It's a
Okay.
solid list.
yeah, let's just keep going, and then we could start
Then
the
we'll- yeah.
Not gonna lie, mine's kind of pretty similar, just a little switch towards the end. I got LeBron at 1, Jordan at 2, Kobe at 3. I got Kareem at 4, and then I have Shaq at 5.
Okay.
I would go LeBron 1. I'd go Jordan 2. 3, I'm probably throwing Kareem. 4, I'm going Magic. 5, I'm going Shaq.
Okay.
Wow, a lot of Lakers in there, man.
I mean, hey,
Left out
Lakers,
the
4 out
number
of
1
5
Laker, in my
Lakers.
opinion, Kobe.
Kobe, I'm a huge Kobe fan. I don't think Kobe's top 5 all time.
Really?
Okay, yeah, we
Yeah.
can get into that.
Yeah.
I got LeBron 1, easy number 1. Michael number 2, Kobe number 3, Steph Curry number 4, and Shaq number 5.
I wanted to throw Curry in there.
I wanted
like
to as
Curry.
well.
He's in my
I was-
top 10.
I was thinking of
He's
putting
in-
Can't put him in my top
I was
10.
thinking of
Curry
going
and-
Shaq,
Curry
then
and-
Curry.
I think Curry is the best point guard.
If I took Magic out, Curry replaces him at 4.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean,
Different, man.
changed the whole game.
Yeah. he
Absolutely.
Changed the whole
He
game.
revolutionized basketball.
Made half-court shots a actual shot that makes sense.
Dude, yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, and you see people now like any given night in the NBA, if nobody's like pressing them like
Yeah.
3
They'll
feet
take
in
the
front of
shot.
half court, then they're pulling.
Pulling up. Like,
Yeah.
you would never think to go in the gym and practice that long of a
Yeah,
range.
right.
But now, once you've seen Curry has done it at such a high level, people are going in the gym and
Like, you
practicing
have to
that.
practice.
No,
Yes.
I go to the gym, practice half court shots, just for that one chance if I get called down to hit one in a game,
Like
I'm hitting it.
And then LeBron will tackle you.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's literally been my lifelong dream.
You shoot it and you turn away before it goes in?
Yes.
Bro, 'cause, like, if you think about it, Curry took the league by storm. Like when we were growing up, like I think I was in 7th grade when,
Whenever he started to
like,
pop off.
yeah, when he started popping off, and you see him shooting all these crazy shots. In 7th grade's when you kind of start getting into like team sports, like for your middle school or whatever. So like you go out to a middle school game, it's just dudes pulling half court shots, like trying to do his dribbling drills. But
Yeah.
Curry.
I think, yeah, but I think that's good for the sport. I mean, of course, you don't need like 13, 14-year-olds
that-
practicing
yeah.
basketball shooting 30-foot shots because it's not like it's just not a good way to train. But I
And
mean,
then
like,
that developed into the Ball brothers and Chino Hills.
but then you,
and
yeah,
Yep.
but then you see dudes that can actually do it, practice against them, and it's. I mean, LaMelo Ball's not pulling from half court if Curry's not doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. Damian Lillard
He was
wasn't
doing that
that
shit in
before.
high school.
Yeah. They're not doing that before Curry and them are showing it on national TV.
Mm-hmm.
He transformed the entire game of
Yes.
basketball.
I think that's why I consider him the best point guard.
And I think the best point guard deserves a spot in the top 5.
I mean, that's a valid argument.
You
That
know?
is a value argument.
You
I
know, you got 5 positions on the
Right.
floor.
Yeah.
This
Right.
point guard deserves.
I wouldn't argue bumping Magic out, but
Would you guys want
I mean, Magic
to change
is a
this
dog.
top 5 into a all-time starting lineup?
Starting
Would you
5?
have starting
Starting
5?
Are we going? I mean, because you got to think of how players mesh together. Like
That's-
I'm not going to put LeBron and Magic on the same team.
Yeah.
I need to I need to surround LeBron with shooters.
I'm putting Curry and LeBron together
Yeah.
for sure.
I think
I'm putting
I think
Shaq down there.
almost all of us had that.
Yeah.
I feel like I mean, yeah. Are you putting Jordan or Kobe at the 2? I'm personally going Jordan.
I'm going Jordan.
I'm going Jordan. Curry.
I'm going
I'm
Jordan.
going Curry, Jordan. I'm going Braun.
I
At
feel
the
like
4,
Jordan-
I'm putting KD.
Honestly,
At the 5, I'm putting Shaq.
I'm putting.
If I could put a 5 together, that's
What
my
about
5.
Bird? What about Bird?
Nah.
No.
See, my 1-2 will
Bird's
be
Bird's
Curry
top
and
10,
Clay.
but I'm not putting him in my starting 5. I think
Yeah.
that's a hell of a starting 5. What do you guys think?
That's my starting 5.
Curry,
Like,
Jordan,
yeah.
Braun, KD. I mean, you got
Shaq.
offense.
Yeah.
The most dominant player of all time, Shaq.
Somebody to clean the boards.
Yeah.
Easy.
We're
Easy.
running the floor. We're playing defense.
Yeah.
We're getting
Yeah.
up and down. We're shooting the lights out of the gym.
Hard defense.
Jordan,
For sure.
first team all defense.
Yeah.
NBA first team all
First team
defense.
all defense.
Curry, first team all defense. So
Curry, first team all defense.
I feel
Yeah,
like
that-
he was first team all defense one year.
I don't.
I don't.
We,
don't
we can
know
look
that.
that. Can we look that up?
I don't think
Can
Curry
we
was
look that
ever
up?
first team all.
I don't
know
think
if
Curry
has an
has.
all defensive team.
I feel like early in his career, like 2013,
Maybe
2012,
early.
2013.
You might be right earlier.
He had like a lot of steals, which might have got him
I
an
don't
all
know if,
defensive team.
Like all those steals give you.
I think
get
Clay.
you
I think.
that.
I think
Klay
Clay's
Thompson, yeah, I
better.
think Clay might have
Yeah.
a defensive
See, that's
team.
why.
I don't
That's
know
why.
about
Like
Curry.
in my top 5, I'll go Curry, then Clay, LeBron. At 4, I'd go Rodman, and then 5 Shaq.
Rodman.
Yes, Rodman get the boards.
Boards.
so you
I
said-
mean, he
Board
only,
man, board
I
man,
mean,
board man.
He did. He was a board man, but he averaged like 14, 15 boards.
He also
You know what I'm
played
saying?
good
but he only
defense, too.
averaged like 6 points, 6, 7 points.
So
And
me
if you
had-
got 2 shooters in Curry and Clay, you got LeBron being like the floor general, and you got Shaq just to be a bully. I think that
so
works.
You were saying you agreed with my top 5, right?
Absolutely. The starting 5.
The starting 5.
Yes.
I think that the starting 5 me and him agreed on is running your team.
I
yeah.
think so. I think we
I
might have
think
to put
so.
this in 2K.
I think we're running it.
First team all defense. Yeah.
Jordan, Klay Thompson's not doing nothing in that game, and I mean, Rob,
Yeah, all defensive selection. So, like,
First,
just look up Steph. Yeah,
there it is, right there.
yeah,
Just
click that.
all defensive second team. 2021.
Look up
there
this-
it is.
So he just made a second team.
It was second. It was a first team.
That's
it was second
impressive.
team.
I wouldn't have expected Curry to have a defensive team.
He's an all around point guard. Like, he has handles, he has defense, and obviously he's known for his shooting. You know, so now can we talk about Luka Doncic? Luka Doncic.
I think they're probably favorites out of the West now.
The Mavs.
Mavs, yeah,
Think
I would
so?
agree with that.
I think
You
the
get Kyrie
NBA's
now,
I think-
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kyrie.
I think the NBA is pretty balanced right now. I think there's a lot.
I think
of
it's more balanced than it's
solid
been in a
teams,
long
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think,
absolutely.
I think that's something you didn't see like
'Cause the
in
super
the
teams
Jordan
are falling
era
apart.
and stuff like that. You didn't see all like these teams being so balanced. You had like a couple star teams and then everyone else that was just there to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like this, you got everyone,
Superstar
especially the
teams.
East. Like the East, I think the East is like open.
yeah.
I think Giannis might still
You
run
still
away
got
with
Boston
it.
and Milwaukee up there though.
Uh-huh. Now, when did the era of super teams start?
When LeBron went to
Yeah.
the Heat, that's when I would say.
Do you think so?
I
think-
Are you sure?
Or I think it before.
I'm saying it
just
was
before.
the Celtics.
I-
Paul
Celtics
Pierce,
big three,
Kevin
yeah.
Durant. I mean, Kevin Garnett,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
big
feel
ticket.
like
Ray Allen,
I feel like
Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like that Celtics team and that like the Heat team, the Heat big three.
Yeah.
I think that they were built differently because if you look at the Celtics, KG was starting to get a little past his prime.
Uh-huh.
Paul Pierce was still a dog, but I mean, and Ray Allen had been in the league for a while. Rajon Rondo was really young, and they had a lot of good pieces with them.
Kendrick
I feel
Perkins,
I feel like
Big
that
Baby,
team
yep.
was built for 1 to 2 championships, and they made. What'd they make? Did they make 2 NBA Finals?
I want to say they did win a championship.
They won it.
They
They
did.
won it in 08, and then I think they lost to the Lakers in 2010, right?
Yeah, because I think that was the big rivalry with Kobe, Pau
Yeah.
Gasol,
Yeah.
Derek Fisher, you know,
Uh-huh.
all of them. That was like the big rivalry.
So you look at how that team was built, but then you look at that Heat team. D Wade was still in his prime.
Yeah.
LeBron was at his peak, and
Yeah.
he's still at his peak. But
He-
LeBron
still
I
out
mean,
of spin.
Yeah,
Let's
but
be
I mean,
real.
like,
that
come
Heat
on.
LeBron was ridiculous.
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Bosh was. I think Chris Bosh is a really underrated
Yeah.
player all time.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh was a dog.
He was a great
He had to
role
stop.
player.
He had to stop hooping because of an illness, right?
He played his role perfect.
Absolutely.
He did what Kevin Love took with the Cavs. Kevin Love took a huge drop off statistically, but what he did for the Cavs was exactly what they needed, him to do to be a hell of a third option.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what was your point?
What did I say? Forgot what I asked.
You said when did 2 super teams start? That's how the conversation started, I think.
Yeah, I was like, the Celtics definitely was a super team because you can't really count the Lakers as the super team. I mean,
Yeah.
you have 2 All-Stars on that team,
Yeah.
or maybe 3. I'm not totally sure on that, but
I think the Celtics probably started, but I think the Heat revolutionized
Super
the
teams.
biggest names in sports
Well, I think-
coming together because around that time that the Celtics did it, Chris Paul was trying to go to the Lakers, and that
Yeah.
got vetoed. So the NBA didn't really want big names teaming up like that because, I mean, I used to watch clips of this old YouTube channel, it was like NFL,
Yeah.
because like the butterfly effect, everything could change.
absolutely.
Chris Paul goes to the Lakers. I mean, the whole league's different. I mean, Kobe and Chris Paul are probably getting 2 or 3.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the greatest super team ever assembled.
Golden State Warriors.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hands down, without a doubt.
That's
5
why
Hall of Famers.
2016
How about
is the best
how about
finals game ever.
how about 17 Golden State Warriors or 96 Bulls?
Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
That is the greatest team ever assembled in
Yeah.
the game.
I don't think
Yeah,
the Bulls.
I don't know
keep
how
up with
people
them.
can make an argument for that.
No, you can't. Like,
They're the greatest team.
Whenever
ever
they got
assembled.
Durant, I mean, you knew every year what was going to happen.
You know who
You
was
knew
a,
it,
You know
yeah.
who was a hell of a dude for the Warriors? Sean Livingston.
Livingston, oh dude, same,
Automatic
yeah.
mid-range. Automatic.
another great role player.
Another
Exactly.
great role.
You also had Draymond too. Like he was able to shoot more.
Yeah, that was
too.
triple-double Draymond.
Hall of Famer now.
What
That
about
was triple.
Iguodala?
Death being pointed down at the earth.
Who am I giving the ball to?
I want $80.
Hell no.
Hell no.
No. Yeah, I don't know what he was on that show, but I was a very, very hot take on that one.
Extremely.
Honestly, I think he at one point he was just getting paid to make these outlandish, takes,
Oh, yeah.
just so he could keep his,
Oh yeah.
That's what
footing.
you are as a reporter.
Mhm.
There's no way
It's
Skip
ratings.
Bayless hates LeBron James that much.
Oh,
I can believe. I hate.
I don't know.
Skip
You
Bayless.
got Shannon Sharp that's quite literally the opposite.
Yeah.
In LeBron's
Mhm.
corner through and through. So, yeah. But 73-9 to not lose double-digit games
Yeah,
crazy.
that-
in the regular
That's
season.
crazy.
Can
Against
we
the
pull
best
And
that
then-
up?
in
The
world.
73-9
And
Golden
then,
State
if I'm not
Warriors?
mistaken, I think every series in the playoffs besides the championship they swept too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is facts.
They either
did.
swept or 5 games.
I
don't
believe
know
they
if
got.
swept.
I believe they got LeBron in 5.
It was
Yeah.
not
'Cause
too much of
yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
You got 5 Hall of Famers as your starting 5.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Curry,
Yeah.
best shooter of all time. Clay, one of the best
Splash
shooters of all
brother.
time. Splash Brothers. Kevin Durant, one of the best all time. So, 73-9 Warriors. Just
73-9 Warriors.
Yeah, they got LeBron in 5 that first year with Cade, and then swept them that next year.
Yeah. And then that was it for LeBron in Cleveland, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that was
pretty
it.
sure.
Said,
And then they lost to
what year
the
was this?
Raptors the next year. So 2016 they would have lost to the Cavs. 17 they get KD. and
17,
win.
18, they
They
won.
win in 5, and then they sweep the Cavs.
Yep, and then Bron
And-
went to LA in
Yeah, just-
18.
And then the Raptors get one
Yeah,
right after he leaves.
Go to roster and stats.
2015, 2016.
That's without Durant.
This is it is. But this was 73 and 9.
Yeah.
The greatest team.
Harrison Barnes got a contract
Yeah.
because of
And
this
guess who
team.
won the championship?
Yeah.
LeBron James. He beat
Yeah.
them down 3-1.
That's why they had to go out and get KD.
That's why they got KD. They got KD. You know, so
Kevon Looney was solid.
Festus Ezeli.
Varejao.
I mean, talk about
Varejao hopped between the Warriors and the Cavs for like 5 years.
Harrison Barnes was a guy. Andrew
Yeah.
Bogut was a guy. Stephen Curry, obviously, no words. Draymond Green. Iguodala.
Barbosa.
Livingston was a guy. You know, Klay Thompson, Virgil. Like you got some guys on here, man. But
LeBron had Timothy Mozgov starting the second one in the finals.
Matthew Dellavedova. Like
He had Delly. I mean, that team they played that he went to the finals with that first year when Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt.
Yeah.
One of the worst final teams of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Had to be.
Ever.
Man.
100%.
And he still won. He took him to 6, right?
Probably 2 or 3 of the worst finals teams.
Isn't that the one where JR has the moment where he doesn't know what's going on?
Yeah, if you go to the 2006,
LeBron.
2007
that was the
Cavaliers,
first year with KD. That was
no
that
other
championship.
like truly notable names besides Larry Hughes on that 2006, 2007 first finals team. He took to the finals.
I don't even know Larry Hughes.
Only reason I know him is because I'm from St. Louis and that's where he's from. You know,
Okay.
but like. It's just what he's been able to do with who's been around him.
He makes his team so much better.
Right, and you can't blame him for wanting to go down to Miami to play with Dwayne Wade,
Nah.
Chris Bosh.
Best friend.
Absolutely. And
Wouldn't you want to play with your best friend? Of course.
if he can ball, absolutely, yeah.
Of course.
Win a few 2 back-to-back championships.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe lose to the Dallas Mavericks, but that's okay. You know?
Drop 8 points in a game. That's the one major blemish on LeBron's thing, I think.
What's
that
the Mavericks?
finals? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a bad series.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, Dirk was an animal that year. Like he was winning the
Yeah, I
championship.
think
Dirk
he-
was
that
different.
year.
I think people downplayed Dirk a lot, and that's where
One of the best stretch
people
fours in the
overlook that
game.
series.
He revolutionized that 4 position, kind of.
He
A
did.
big being able to shoot.
He did, and you know what's funny? I just saw something on TikTok. It was Draymond Green talking about the GOAT debate, and he was like, LeBron has been in the game when it's changed from like having 2 true 4 and 5 in the paint, slugging it out, to Dirk Nowitzki stretching the floor,
Yeah.
shooting a 3 in the corner, and you gotta account for that, you know. So like he definitely revolutionized that, and teams weren't really accustomed to it. That's why they won so many championships.
LeBron has seen so many different styles of basketball as he's been in the league. If you look at those that final series with the Lakers and the Celtics in 2010, I think Game 7, I don't think either team scored over 80 points. Or
Wow.
They didn't score over 80 or over 90, but it was a really low scoring game.
You don't see
and
that.
now you see games like now, it's like 130 to 120. I mean, last night when LeBron broke the record, it was like 100 to 90, like 104-97 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
It's because like the game has been revolutionized by the
Yeah.
3-point shot now.
Yeah, and that stretches the floor of how much you have.
You got to be able to have dudes that can stretch the floor and can run. That's why a lot of dudes aren't in the league anymore. You
Yeah.
got to be able
Yeah,
to
if you
guard.
can't shoot,
you got to be
then-
able to guard in the half court, transition. You got to be able to get up and down.
Even as a
take care
big
of the
man, you
ball.
have to be able to shoot now.
That's why a lot of dudes that we grew up with aren't in the league anymore. Is Boogie Cousins in the league?
Oh man,
is he in-
DeMarcus
I know-
Cousins.
I know-
He was with the Warriors too.
Yeah, he was.
He was with the Warriors too.
He started being able. He transformed his game a lot from when he came into the league to when he got with the Pelicans.
Oh yeah.
His game transformed a lot. He was able to stretch the floor, and then
With
he just
AD.
got hurt, couldn't do it
Yeah.
anymore.
Anthony Davis, that's another good 4, 5 guy. It's
What
the
do you
injury
think about-
bug, man.
Just injuries.
What's the dude's name? Victor Wembanyama.
Oh,
yeah,
I think
the
that
new
guy.
kid.
I think that he's
How do you
going to
think?
be the
What do you
next.
think about the hype on him?
I think the hype's there. I think it's like rightfully there. I think he kind of backs it up with the game. If you watch his play, I think he's going to be the next like stretch 5 guy who can really make that shot. I think he's going to be what people wanted, like Taco Fall, make those shots. All right. And I think he's the one that can make those shots, but also still be able to drive it into the post.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree with
Chet Holmgren's another guy like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to be really good for OKC.
Oh, yeah. I think OKC's squad is good, but the only downside right now is how young they are. And they're
Also-
really developing.
Also, you
well.
can't. I mean, they have all those draft picks, but they're not all going to develop. You can't just keep accumulating draft picks and hoping that they're all going to turn out. I just don't think you'll win that way.
I think the
Of course,
three
still
they
value there,
I think
though.
the three
There's
that
still
they will
value there.
hold on to is Holmgren, Shai, and Giddey.
Yeah.
I think those are the three they hold on to, and then they move around and then use their picks.
Dude, Andrew, were you here first semester at Brewhouse whenever me and Cade saw
Yeah, bro, we
Josh?
met
Yes,
Josh
we were
Giddey.
there. Yeah, I'm like, that was like the craziest night ever.
We were like, oh my God, Giddey.
Yeah, like we're sitting in the middle of Brew, and
'Cause we got a video
Some dude was like, "There's an
Cade
NBA player
saying he
over
was
there."
hooping.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, I look over, it's like Josh Giddey's tall ass just standing in
Wow.
the middle of Brew House. Like, what is he like? Why,
What is he doing in
why,
Canada?
Yeah.
bro, you play in the league. You're a millionaire now. Why?
Yeah.
What are you doing at Brew?
No, that's wild.
This place smells like ammonia and sweat. What are you doing down here?
It's the dirtiest place in Kent. What are you doing here?
Oh man, having a good time.
He was with his
Yeah.
boys.
Apparently, let's I want to switch gears here real fast. I want to get your guys' opinion on Super Bowl.
Okay.
Who's taking it?
I go KC.
I got
KC.
Chiefs, yeah.
Everybody got KC?
I'm not rooting for the Eagles.
You're not rooting for the Eagles.
I will not
Okay,
root
let's
for the
talk
Eagles.
about it then. Let's talk about it. Why,
Listen,
why are we going KC?
I had. What? I'm not going.
Damn, bro.
I had Hurts and Brown in fantasy, but I will not root for them.
I had no Eagles in fantasy.
Really?
I can't. No, I'm like, I can't pick.
That's why
any
you
Eagles.
stunk.
Why are you rooting for
I was
KC?
middle pack, you know. I won one
I'm
of my
not.
leagues.
I'm not. It's
What
not that I'm
matters.
rooting for KC. I'm putting my money on KC.
You're putting your money on KC. Why's that?
I just think they're gonna win, dude. I think if you have Mahomes and he's the underdog, I don't know how you can say he's the underdog. I don't know how you can put Mahomes and the Chiefs as the underdogs.
I could see this is the only
And
thing I'm
I
gonna
mean,
say
you
on-
can't knock Philadelphia for what they've done this year. I mean, they've been the best team all year. They're the favorites for a reason. But
Yeah.
Mahomes, he's getting another Super Bowl. I mean, he has to.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's not going to get to the Super Bowl every year the way the AFC is.
No, absolutely not. But
And if he wants to make a
He
case
gets
for
there, he's gonna win it. Besides when he lost against Tom Brady.
I guess I'm gonna just put this on the record that I believe the Eagles will win the Super Bowl.
why do you think the Eagles got it?
They're loaded, stacked, just too dirty.
So you think they're just going to come play the way they've been playing all year? And
Yes.
Dominate?
Who's blocking Hassan Reddick?
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Listen,
And if you block Hassan Reddick, there's 3 other guys with
I could
10
see
plus
it
sacks.
being very similar
Do
to
they still
the
have
Tampa Bay.
Orlando Brown?
Who?
the
Orlando-
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do.
I don't know who's on the opposite side of him though.
You got 4
But he's
demons
not
on the
having a great
line.
year.
So like,
He hasn't had a great year in a while.
They do
Yeah.
got Creed Humphrey at center.
Listen, I think that I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles won, but I can't physically root for the Eagles.
did you have a
But
rough year in fantasy?
Huh?
Did you have a rough year in fantasy or what?
I had a hell of a year in fantasy.
Yeah, a hell of a year in
I had a hell
fantasy?
of a year in fantasy
Because it hurts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
exactly.
why are you not cheering for
I
it?
can't root for
You
him.
can't root
Fantasy-
for him?
Hey, you can win me money, but I'm not rooting for you in the Super Bowl.
Ah.
I can't see the Eagles win 2 Super Bowls before I even see the Cowboys make a conference championship.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Man, got 2 Dallas fans here, man.
Can I ask you a little Dallas question real quick?
What's up?
If you were the Cowboys
Yep.
and you could get rid of Dak and take one of the young quarterbacks
I wouldn't get rid of
now,
Dak.
would you?
Take one of the young quarterbacks that's like coming up in the draft.
If you could get Bryce Young, Will Levi.
Absolutely.
I'd 100%.
100%.
I agree with that.
100%.
I think Dak has a ceiling.
Yeah, and I'd also trade Zeke to get some.
100%.
Yeah, Pollard's a monster.
I
yeah.
agree with you.
Who's your
completely.
favorite? Who's your favorite team? Who's your NFL team?
49ers. Actually, the 49ers. So yeah, it's pretty funny sitting here about 2 Dallas fans.
Yeah, right.
Back-to-back years.
I can't stand him.
Yeah, back-to-back years.
That's the thing. I can root for the Niners, though.
Yeah.
I can root for the
I
Niners.
did.
Can't
I
root
rooted for the Niners
Eagles.
against the Eagles.
Uh-huh.
And it just came down to unfortunate events.
I know.
Purdy getting
I think
hurt.
if-
Four
and then-
quarterbacks, man.
I think if Purdy doesn't get hurt, I think that game
It's a different game.
is
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard when you have to put your running back as a quarterback.
Mhm.
You
Like,
can't-
come on now,
you
like-
have to run the Wildcat in the
Yeah.
NFC Championship game.
Right. Like, now the odds are just totally stacked against
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you know. But the Eagles, man, the Eagles, they're going
They
to take
built a
it.
hell of a team.
They did.
They built a hell of a team.
They did, man. And the Titans GM definitely has to be kicking himself right now.
Oh yeah.
For letting AJ Brown go like that.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure, because their pick that they got, Traylon Burks, didn't amount to it. Nor did their free agent signing like Robert Woods,
Robert Woods, yeah.
like produce as much as I think they had like the worst like receiving core in the league this year.
Yeah.
On top of that,
Yeah. And then the defensive side wasn't much better.
And their quarterback room's kind of a mess right now.
Yeah. Who they got over there? Like Ryan Tannehill?
They got Tannehill, but he had a down year from what he's had the past couple years. And then Malik Willis. Malik Willis. He got a little bit of playing time this year, but he didn't really impress too many people.
Yeah,
he
what
did.
happened with that? I know he
I
was
don't
hot
know.
at one point.
I think
Yeah.
I think the Titans are a weird team right now. I
Yeah.
think that they exceeded expectations the past couple years because they've had Derrick Henry. They've had the best back in football for 2 years. He's running.
And who's their coach?
Vrabel? Dog.
Pretty good coach.
Pretty good coach. I think that the Titans were exceeding expectations a little bit.
yeah.
Okay.
They have a weak division, but I turned into a Titans. Like I would root for the Titans. Luan you ever watched Bussin' with the Boys?
I've seen like 2 episodes.
It's a good podcast. They get some good guys on there. It's funny, but I just think that they're going to be in a little bit of turmoil the next couple years.
Yeah.
They're going to have to figure some things out.
Mm-hmm. What do we think about the Texans hire?
Who'd they hire?
DeMarco Ryans.
Yeah, former player.
Former player.
I like that. They need somebody to
San
build.
Francisco defensive coordinator.
They need somebody to build. What is it? What's the phrase? They need a culture.
Yeah,
They need
build a
some-
culture.
they need
Who do
somebody
you
to-
think Houston takes at that second spot, assuming Chicago goes defense?
You got to go
Second
Bryce
spot.
Young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quarterback. Absolutely.
I think you
Like,
go
You need a
Bryce Young.
franchise quarterback.
Think you go Bryce Young? Or
You need a
think you
brand
go
to
Bryce
build
Young.
around
take
the team. Yeah.
someone like Stroud.
Bryce Young
I
still
go
had a
Bryce
hell
Young.
of a year, but Bryce Young has arguably played on 2 of the worst Bama teams in the past decade.
Yeah.
Let's put an asterisk by that, please, because like worst Bama team
But
is
that's
still
the thing.
Bama.
But that's, the worst, but that's the thing. 2 of the worst Bama teams, roster-wise, and they still were 10-plus wins, right?
And they
had
still
10
should
this
have been in
year.
the
Yeah.
football playoff.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Nah, not this past year.
Nah.
Not
What?
this past year. I don't think Bama should have been in the football playoff this past year.
I thought you were saying 2 of the worst Bama teams. You agree? Maybe 2 of the worst Bama teams?
In
I
the
honestly-
Saban era,
in the Saban
yes.
era.
Okay, in the Saban
Yeah.
era, not typically, yes, but they still had
They still had
dudes.
5-star recruits out
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I honestly think the semifinal between Georgia and Ohio State was more like the national championship than
agree.
actual national championship.
Oh, yeah.
I think TCU had
But you couldn't
a
take
hell of a
TCU.
win
You
against
couldn't
Michigan.
take TCU out. TCU did their shit this year.
But going up against Georgia and what they only put up 7.
So you would have put Bama in over who?
TCU.
I wouldn't put Bama in.
You'd have put Bama
Over
in
TCU?
over TCU?
No way.
I would have
TCU
kept
had one
TCU
loss.
in, but
And their one loss came in overtime against Kansas State in their conference championship.
Yeah.
True.
One loss. Oh, one loss, Big 12, Power 5 team. You can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I feel like Bama would have.
Dude, you were rooting for Duggan.
You
Duggan
were.
was a story to root for.
Whole country was.
I thought Ohio State should have been the third seed, and you give a rematch of the
This year?
yeah, against Ohio State, Michigan. That's how I thought
who
it
are you
should have.
bumping out then?
I think TCU should have stayed in, but they should have been the fourth.
So who
fourth-
would have
It
bumped
would have been
out?
no. It would be Georgia against TCU, and then Ohio State against Michigan.
Oh, I thought you were saying throw Bama in there.
No,
Yeah.
I was out on. I thought Bama was like maybe 8 or 7.
I think Utah had a better case than Bama.
Really.
I would agree with that too.
Utah had a better
Utah's
case.
been solid.
Yeah.
Utah's had really good teams past few years.
Very,
Not only
very
that,
good
but
football program.
No
They
doubt.
carried it into the bowl like games too.
Yeah.
Like I believe not like last year, but the year before that
played
when they
Ohio
went
State.
Ohio State. That was the highest like
It was
scoring
a great
game.
game.
Yeah.
Like they really like showed they can hang with.
Absolutely, and they put out draft picks every year. Like this year, Clark Phillips, DB, is going first round. So, absolutely.
Who's wide receiver you?
Ohio State.
I think it's Ohio State right now.
Ohio State.
Like
No doubt.
you look at like their wide receivers going like to the pass. You got Michael Thomas, like just in recent years. Curtis Samuel.
Didn't Marvin
Terry
Harrison
Mc-
go to
Smith.
Ohio State?
Yeah, Marvin Harrison.
Even back then.
Yeah, even back then, Marvin Harrison.
Michael
His
Thomas.
son's there now.
Yep.
Got who else? Olave, Wilson.
You had Jamison Williams there before he went to Alabama.
Yeah.
So
Then you got like like Noah Brown with
Yeah.
Cowboys because he's
Smith
stepped up
Napiga?
because,
No, Brown was at OSU.
Yeah, Noah
Yeah.
Brown was OSU.
you had what's his name? Chris Carter was at OSU.
Yep.
Was Steve Smith there too?
Yeah, I want to
OSU.
say, yeah.
Yep. Steve Smith. So it's a no-brainer.
Dogs
man.
down the list.
Yeah. Ohio State. I think Alabama's a close second. But
I think
Greatest wide
I think
receiver.
that would be the only next argument.
Yeah.
I think
Bama.
Brian Hartline is like the reason why they're having so much more and more like success
Hartline.
this year.
The players
I think he's
love Hartline.
I think
They
he's a
love him.
great wide receivers coach.
Yeah.
That's why everybody like all
Zone
these
6.
5-star recruits want
Some
to come play
dude
with
that
him.
I played against when I was younger, he's a receiver at Ohio State now, so like I follow him, and he, like if you look at Hartline's stuff, like he takes care of his dudes, like they buy into him, like they love him, they'll do whatever for him.
Oh yeah. And it's been working out, man. You
Coming
know.
from playing like Power 5 football is like how strong is coaches' relationships with their players?
It's everything. It's everything. You know.
How much
because-
does it affect the team?
Oh, it's literally the basis of the team. You know, if you don't have a good player-coach relationship, then the players aren't going to want to play for the coach, you know, or for themselves. You know, it's easier and better to play for somebody else than it is to play for yourself. You know, if you don't buy into what the coach is telling you each and every day, then you're like, man, this dude don't know what he's talking about. Like, I'm gonna just go out here, and then if you play in Ohio State where the receivers are bought in to the receivers coach and they have that bond, then you're going to get torched.
Yeah.
Like they've been doing most teams. So, but greatest wide receiver in the NFL of all time.
All time.
I want to hear your answer first.
Nah, I say this with an asterisk, so to speak. I would say Randy Moss.
Randy Moss.
I say Randy Moss.
I think Moss is one.
You think Moss is one? Dude?
I
I don't,
don't-
dude. I
Name
really.
another dude more
Versatile, like
Calvin Johnson.
athletically gifted and
Calvin
good
Johnson?
at what
Calvin
they
Johnson.
did.
He's up there.
really.
His
When you have to put two guys on a press to cover him, that should
I'd
tell
put-
you all you need,
I'd
how
put-
different you are.
Johnson doesn't have the longevity to be the greatest of all time. I
Well,
think-
but
I think
you got to think of
longev-
his situation. He was stuck in
Yeah, he
Detroit.
was stuck
They were
in
giving him a
Detroit,
Barry
but,
Sanders
I mean,
treatment.
other than
Forced him to
New
retire.
England, Randy Moss didn't have no crazy quarterbacks. Who was his quarterback at
Minnesota?
Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, it wasn't
I mean,
anything special.
He's good, but
solid.
Randall Cunningham's
He's also
not
had
crazy.
Tom Brady.
I said other than
Matthew
New
Stafford's
England.
better than Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, I agree with that. But then Randy Moss played for some weird teams, and he was still putting up dog numbers. I mean, before Brady was the GOAT, Joe Montana was the GOAT at quarterback, and Jerry Rice had him, and he had Steve Young.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Jerry Rice was put in the position to do it as soon as he came in. And I think Rice is top 3 receiver all time.
Yeah, I believe so. You
I
know,
wouldn't argue with somebody if they said Rice was number 1.
Yeah, well, that's what my asterisk was about. Is like because Jerry Rice has all the stats,
All of them.
you know, behind that, but like he also had all the quarterbacks behind him, you know. And as a receiver, you don't have stats without a quarterback. So, let alone 2 Hall of Famers.
Right.
So, like let's be real here. So, you know, that's why I said what Randy is number 1 because of what he was able to do with who he was able to do it with. You know, granted, Tom Brady, he did play with the greatest.
Dude, and Jerry Rice,
All
he was
time.
in Oakland for a little stint.
He was.
Who was the quarterback for that Oakland team when they lost to Tampa Bay?
Dude, I have no clue.
Can't remember his name for the life of me, but he won MVP that year.
Yeah.
He was the league MVP for
Who,
the Raiders.
Really, the
Yeah,
quarterback?
the quarterback for the Raiders won league MVP in 2002. I forget his name, but
Marcus Russell.
there's a conspiracy. There's a conspiracy with that Super Bowl because they think that I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into conspiracy.
Oh yeah, but you take a talent like that and flip it to the defensive side. I think that's why Darrelle Revis is the greatest corner of all time.
I agree. I think Revis is the greatest corner.
Yeah.
Who do you think the greatest corner in the game is right now?
Ooh, yeah.
Man, that's tough. I don't know. I need to hear some answers first. Let's hear.
I don't know if I have an answer.
I'd get
Sauce
1A and
Surtain-
1B.
Sauce and Surtain had hell of a years.
They did. That's
Darius Slay's
1
still
year.
on his shit, and he's getting older.
What about Ramsey?
Ramsey, I think, is falling off now.
I think Ramsey will have a bounce back year this
Yeah, I
year.
think so.
I think he'll for sure have a bounce back year. The
I think so,
Rams
too.
were a mess this year. I mean, that was the worst Super Bowl defense. Like, defending your crown, that was the worst in a while,
yeah.
if you think about it.
I go Ramsey and Gardner, 1A and 1B.
Ramsey and Gardner. I mean, definitely Gardner had a breakout season this year. Surtain did too. Surtain is nothing.
Tariq
Sweep
Woolen.
under the rug.
Tariq Woolen had a hell of a year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good young corners in the NFL right now.
Yeah. So it's
Jair Alexander,
Yep. That's
Yep.
another one. Trey White, man.
Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, man.
He could have won the game for you guys.
I had to throw it out there, dude. I know.
Don't do that, man. He gives up just as much as he takes.
Exactly.
It cancels out.
100%. I agree.
Not this
100%.
Not this year. His yards were a lot less than. If you look up, I'm serious. If you look up yards this year, he only had 500 or 600 versus I know Ramsey was in 1,000. I know one guy who had less was a lot of people hate on is Eli Apple.
Yeah.
Eli Apple had less yards too,
That's
but I think the only thing that they
Eli
go at
Apple-
him is he lets up touchdowns.
Eli Apple's like the John Moran of the NFL right now. Just getting hate.
No.
I'd say
Because-
Pat Bev.
No.
I'd say Pat Bev.
No.
Pat Bev? Nah. Pat Bev's just an old head that likes to talk, in my opinion.
That's literally what Eli Apple is.
Eli Apple isn't that
He's
old.
not
Pat
that
Bev has
old.
made an all-star team. Eli hasn't made no all-pro anything.
Yeah.
Pat Bev is he could still ball to a certain extent. His mouth is annoying. Sure.
I wasn't talking about their play. I'm saying the hate that they're getting online right now. Jaw thinks he's an internet thug. Walking around everywhere.
Okay.
Eli Apple's coming out saying Burrowhead. I'm just saying the way they're portraying themselves on social media
As the
they're
villains.
They're big personalities.
Gotcha.
They're buying into the villain persona that
Yeah.
the internet has put on them.
I got you.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Of course, looking at Jaw is a way better player than
Oh,
what
yeah.
Eli Apple was in the NFL. But they're both playing into that villain persona.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense because I'm there's no way you're comparing John Morant to Eli.
Yeah, Pat Bev
In their
is
respective sports.
Pat Bev is a lot better comparison for the respective sports. But
It
I think
is,
just
but
playing
even
into
then-
that villain.
Yeah. Because Eli Apple is not made all-pro
No.
once.
Another Ohio State dude.
Another Ohio State.
Oh yeah,
Another
That
Ohio
might be
State dude.
DBU as well as wide receiver.
true.
U.
Marshawn
Goes hand in
Lattimore,
hand. Denzel Ward.
Denzel Ward. What else do they have?
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore, Denzel Ward. Now Greedy Williams was at LSU. Man, let's think.
Saints got two of them. I know that. I'm trying to think who else.
Marshawn Lattimore.
That's a great guy.
Besides Marshawn Lattimore, they have someone else too.
Yeah, Denzel Ward. They had Jeff Okuda.
Yeah, Jeff Okuda.
Jeff
Detroit.
Okuda.
Damon Arnett in
Damon
Las
Arnett.
Vegas.
Yep. Then you
Lot of
had
dudes.
Sean Wade. Then you had
Where did Sean Wade go? Was it?
he didn't pan out to be what everybody thought he
Yeah.
was, but LSU has had that's also DBU.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Peterson,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tyrann Mathieu.
And probably the greatest wide receiver room in college history.
Is that LSU team the greatest college football team?
2019 LSU?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Man, yes. Like, come on now.
It has to be.
Yeah. Not too many teams are either that or the 26th. Ooh, which
I know
Bama
what
team?
Bama team you're talking about.
Where they had like Derrick Henry, Bo Scarborough,
Yeah.
like just
Oh, and they had like
nasty
Dude,
roster.
there's so many years they had that. Like the one year, their running back room was Josh Jacobs. They had four starting
Ingram.
They had 4 starting running backs on their roster in 1 year.
Yeah, insane. And they had at one point they had Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa,
Max, Tua, and Jalen.
and Jalen,
Yeah.
all in the league,
Dude,
all starters.
You also
Ohio
look at
State
their
had-
wide receivers. They had Waddle,
Ruggs, Judy,
who was that?
Man,
Who else was it?
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith.
Devontae
He was
yeah.
Devontae Smith was a freshman when he made that overtime catch.
Yeah,
too.
I think that was 2018 Bama, but
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
2018 Bama team
Ridiculous.
would go well against that 2019 LSU team.
Oh yeah,
That would be
a
a
fun
hell of a
matchup.
game.
That would be
That'd be fun.
man,
Hell of a game.
heck of a game, man. So yeah, we got a closing topic on. Who got it?
All right.
All right, let's do some Pittsburgh Steelers stuff.
Let's get Dylan in here, man. Let's get Dylan in here.
Let's do it.
Talk
All
about
right.
something
hold
about
on,
Pittsburgh.
Kent State football. How are we looking this year so far?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Scratch
look-
Steelers.
Same thing, basically. Looking solid, man. Looking solid. There's the new coaches came in. He's definitely changed the culture around. Kent Grit. So there's a lot of people behind it, and things are looking up. Got a lot of good transfers to come in as well. New strength and conditioning coach is doing well and transforming the guys' bodies and speed and all that, all the good things there. So the spring ball would definitely tell us a lot as far as where we are in the football world, so to speak, and what we need to do in the summer. But I have high hopes for the season. Definitely it's looking up, man. And yeah.
That's a D1 interview answer right there.
Hey, there you go. Let's talk about them Steelers, man. Dylan, what you got for us, man?
My boy, Kenny
Yeah. You got a mic right there.
Kenny Pickett. I like Kenny. I think he keeps developing with the team, the system. Keep building around him. We got some weapons. We got Najee. We got Freiermuth, Pickens.
You don't like Trubisky, man?
Dude, I don't like Trubisky.
The MVP, man. He's the MVP.
And there's the whole Money Mitch and KP8 debate going on in Pittsburgh the whole year, but I really wasn't a huge guy on the Kenny Pickett draft to begin with. Like I told you, whenever we took him, yeah. But I don't know, dude. Kenny, he shows signs. He shows flashes. He just
Malik Willis at that first round.
I wanted to take Malik, but I'm glad we took Kenny now. But
I honestly didn't think.
I think they should have sat for a year and waited for this class.
Yeah.
I think that's what they should have done. But I think Kenny he'll do fine. Keep building.
I think Tomlin has to be okay with the losing. I mean, of course, it's not okay losing.
Nah, he can never be okay with that.
I mean, you got a record that you've never had a losing season, so you know what I'm saying.
That is something you don't want to lose.
You don't want to lose that.
Right, but
See, that's where they need to go hard in free agency.
I think the Steelers' next 5 years are going to be very interesting.
Absolutely.
I think it could be very good, or I think it could be very bad.
I think we're working our way back up to contenders next 5.
Well, I guess we'll see about it this fall, man. Yeah. Yeah.
That was
Maybe if
fun.
you guys can make it out of the north.
That was fun.
Holy fuck, this is loud shit.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, that was Degen-Capital Podcast, episode number 2. Switched it up with sports this time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, Cade. Thank you, Andrew. And thank you, Zack, for coming on. I think we're going to drop this pod sometime next week. So, yeah, be on the lookout for it. And hope you guys enjoy. We'll see you in the next.
That-
That's a wrap.